In your recently published book, From the Barrio to the Boardroom, The Life and Legacy of Dr. Laura Nobles Banks Reed, which you co authored with Dr. Denise St. Patrick Bell, you have chronicled your 94 years, your many opportunities and challenges of being the first, and the 10 different roles that you have played in your life. What are those different roles, and in which ones do you feel that you have made the greatest impact and why?
My life has been a living testimony of a dream that I never dared to dream. And also, my passion has always been to do something to improve the quality of life of those around me. As an educator, I go back to the 9 years I spent at Dunbar School, a segregated school, old books, used desk, but dedicated teachers that taught us that education is the key. And we must remember, because we're black, we have to go the extra mile. And then I went on to Tucson High School. There I found discrimination at its highest level. We were not allowed to go to clubs, belong to clubs, to get in the chorus or the choir, and even participate in the athletic events. But you know, God is good. And later on, 50 years later, I was hired as a superintendent, assistant superintendent of schools, and I was a commencement speaker for Tucson High School. And the other thing that I want to talk about is civil rights. I have served in two major civil rights organizations. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. I was the first female to be the president of that organization. And I found out early on that freedom is not free and that racism is alive and well. Later on, I went into uh, the Tucson Urban League, and I was the first woman to be president, black woman to be president there, because the Urban League works toward advocacy and community involvement. Those are the two things that I worked very hard to make real. Now, social service. My two loves are Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority and the Links Incorporated. I have been a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority for 71 consecutive years. I have served 18 years on the national level under 6 national presidents, and I have enjoyed every moment of that. For the Links, I have been a member for 45 uninterrupted years, and I've served on the national level as national recording secretary in that organization as well. And the YWCA is the third social service agency that I'd like to talk about, because through the years, the YW has opened its doors to black women in their residences and in their programs.
What an incredible legacy. Well, at age 94, you could be resting and just reflecting on your many accomplishments. What prompted you to undertake the task of writing your biography?
Number one, the Nobles family was a large family, and I'm the last one to tell the story, and I thought it needed to be told. And secondly, because I've had so many wonderful things, successes and failures and all in my life, I thought that I should share the wisdom and let people know that it doesn't depend on where you came from or how much you know whether you can be successful and have a good life. And thirdly, it's because if one person that reads the story of my life and it will motivate them to have a better life, then this whole exercise will not be in vain.
Now, people in your inner circle comment on the sharpness of your mind and marvel as you often recite from memory. What is one of your most favorite passages to recite?
Well, I taught elementary education for 25 years, and every student that I ever taught, because I love choral reading and poetry, I taught them the poem Nancy Hanks. Nancy Hanks was the mother of Abraham Lincoln. And the second, because I enjoyed Langston Hughes's work, I taught them the poem The Beating of the Tom-Toms. And if you see one of those students today, they'll tell you that they still remember those poems. But each day of my life, because God has been good to me, and I say each day, to God be the glory, I say this prayer, and I'd like to end this video with that prayer. Dear God, we thank thee, dear God, for this dear day you gave. So fair, so new, and I'm grateful. And I pray for strength, for courage, and for wisdom too, to fill each precious waiting hour with love, with courage, with praise, and with power. I thank thee, dear God, for the great gift of truth, the power to understand, so that I may live this day as you have planned, and give it back when night comes down again, a better day, because I lived it and I've been true, in a brave, loving, and kind sort of way.
Thank